Kenya will be represented by Mercy Joseph and Victor Odera in the upcoming Commonwealth Games set to take place in Australia from April 4th to 15th. Mercy, who won the female category after winning all her matches, is upbeat. Her bronze medal in the All-Africa Games held in Brazzaville, Congo 3 years ago will be key to her success in Gold Coast.
We are ready and we hope to bring a medal back home, and we hope that our flag is going to be flown up high thanks to badminton. You always get an adrenaline rush. That is normal, but I think based on my experience from the previous Commonwealth Games, I think I've managed to know how to handle that before a match. Other than the small challenge we have of adjusting from plastic shuttles to feather shuttles, with the preparation I have, I think I'm ready.
Odera, the Kisumu best player, was thrice featured for the country in the same competition, believes is the most suitable representative for the country in the sport, adding that the selection criteria used was genuine and the best player in him got picked.
Of course, the Badminton Kenya made sure that it was the process was open to all. It was trials whereby they picked the top 10 players and played a round-robin form whereby you get to meet all the players. And of course, from the common knowledge, the player with the most points is of course the best fit, player to represent the country. There's no any other way of. I'm not aware of any other way of proper selection that would be done, other than having an open and fair trials, whereby all the players meet one another on the ground, of course, on court. In the case of badminton.
The 39-year-old father of two is targeting the knockout stages of the 2018 championship, which will be his last duty for national team he has served since 2003.
Of course, we've done this before. Kenyan player winning even a match in an international event was impossible. Our performance in the last Commonwealth Games was way better than the other years that we've been. Like, I reached the third round. It was not luck. It was not luck. Luck. It was not luck. It was pure effort, individual effort. Yes, and like the last All-African Games, our ladies came back with bronze. That was, we should have picked it up from there and even built it even much more. That already is a clear picture that there is a lot of potential in this country that only needs to be tapped. Yes, so I believe we are going to be doing we'll do even way better than the last. Yeah.
Mercy further urged the government to work on upgrading of the local badminton facilities if they have to compete against the best on an international stage, sentiments that were echoed by teammate Odera.
We need help. Players do play. You get very good talented players, but then they get to some point where they cannot actually continue. In terms of the facilities we have, you find that they're not able to even purchase the equipment they need. Their specific shoes for badminton. That's a challenge. So players give up when they don't have to. So if we have help from the government in terms of facilities, better facilities, and facilitating players in terms of equipment, I think we're going to see a huge improvement in badminton.
Challenges, I think I've spoken about this before. The facilities out there are way different from what we are having in Kenya. Like the first, the two main are the shuttlecock that are used and the floor. We mostly train on concrete floor. When you train on a concrete floor and the games are going to be played on a rubber court, there's a very huge difference in terms of the fitness. The rubber court is a bit slower. Now, the flight of the shuttlecock, internationally accepted shuttlecock is the feather, the goose feather. Now in Kenya, we use nylon or the plastic shuttle. Adjusting from the nylon shuttlecock to the feather, that is the worst nightmare. That is where it starts. Although we normally have about 2 weeks in the camp to adjust, it's not enough, It's not enough. Yeah. I would still urge the government to support us. Almost 100% if possible, because we are true citizens of this country. But badminton is a sport like any other. It's as big as the government would want it to be. Yes.
Kenya Badminton Association Chairman Peter Mushiri commended the government for its support, adding that they are doing the best to popularize the sport and comply with the Sports Act of 2013, especially after being locked out in last year's National Olympic Committee of Kenya elections due to non-compliance?
It's true now. The challenge is that we actually relying on private sports clubs to grow the sport. So what happens is that for us now we have to compete with weddings and funerals and other committees to book a venue, because and most of the time they're able to pay more. So in venues you're finding that we are being kicked out of venues, which is very unfortunate. Now what we are actually doing as a federation is that we are pushing to be included in the curriculum for Kenya Academy of Sports, because they have picked 4 sports which they are building facilities for at Kasarani. And in collaboration with table tennis, we are actually pushing for us to be added to the list of the sports that have been picked and the curriculum that is being developed. This is key because it means is that the facilities will be provided for this sport in a public place. So at least badminton, you'll have a place you can call your permanent residence as a national team, and even as a federation. But even more important is that there will be content that will be developed to be used by technical institutions and universities to train coaches and other technical officials, and even maybe doctors who specialize in sports. So this is a key development. I know it will help, it will come in handy long term, but it's something we are pursuing it anyway.
Team coach Alfred Mudhoni said these players are in good shape and are mentally strong enough to conquer in the upcoming games despite struggling preparations.
I would say generally they are in good shape. We have been doing quite a bit of conditioning and working on their mental strength. So I would say they are ready. Plus again, they are very experienced players. Between them, I think they have a wealth of over 20 years experience between themselves. And this is not the first time that they are competing in this kind of competition. Tactically, and I would say we've done a bit of speed work and strength work to make sure that they are up to speed with the required international standards.
Mushiri, however, is of the view that all federations must be treated equally and get subjected to same level playing ground.
I would say I'm expecting good individual inputs from either of the players that are going, but again we are handicapped. I say that we are not a full team yet, so the individual inputs is something that I expect that will come through for us, so that we are not lacking in terms of quality, but we need more numbers to be able to compete at a team event level, because we are not a team, we are not a complete team. We have been calling upon the recognition of the smaller sports, so that we are not judged before even we engaged, so that we're given a chance also to show what we can do. Because as it were, if you are sent to a battle that requires 10,000 men, and you're only given 1,000 men, then you are disadvantaged from the go. So we are asking that the smaller sports can also be given an opportunity to show what they've got.
Kenya will be represented by 132 athletes and 57 officials at the Gold Coast Commonwealth Games, with badminton team set to jet out of the country tomorrow. Reporting for the Touchline on Y254, my name is Martin.